My friends, dear Dark Souls community, my name is Sol, also known as Sol the Cleric, and welcome back to yet another bonus episode of my true Pacifist run of Dark Souls 1. More than a year has passed since I completed my original Pacifist run of Dark Souls without directly killing absolutely anything, and since then I returned to Lord Run multiple times to see which other bosses that I missed in my original run could be defeated still without technically killing them. During those multiple pilgrimages to the Land of the Lords, I successfully found a way to defeat two other bosses. Gravelord Nito, using his self-inflicted damage, and the Capra Demon, using fall damage. During that time though, I encountered a certain boss that no matter what weird strategies and glitches I stuck together against him, I always ended up with my story arcs not so gracefully handed to me. This boss, the Stray Demon, was so difficult to defeat within my Pacifist rules that after weeks of trying I deemed it impossible and simply gave up on it to finally move on to my Pacifist run of Dark Souls 2. Thanks to the relatively recent discovery of the quantity storage glitch though, I can now not only farm for souls much faster using Framt, but also buy a whole stack of any spell sold by any merchant, as you just saw here. Specifically, using the quantity buying glitch, I can now buy an exorbitant amount of the RL Decoy spell, and by power leveling my attunement stat up to 50, I'll be able to attune up to 200 of them instead of the regular 20, overcoming the limitation that make this challenge almost impossible to complete in the first place. And I'm gonna use quantity selling with Framt in order to get the souls to do this. Unfortunately for me though, these glitches still can't make the enterprise of defeating the Stray Demon without damaging it an easy task. In fact, this requires combining a total of 6 different glitches, one right after the other, making this the longest glitch setup of all of my pacifistic endeavors in Lord Run, and as a matter of simplicity, I restarted a whole new pacifist playthrough just for this bonus episode. The first step of this process is to leave the Undead Asylum with the first boss still alive, using the so-called, and maybe improperly so, Asylum Demon skip, and also making sure not to open the shortcut leading to the first bonfire in the Asylum. We're gonna need that one. Once in Lord Run, I rang both Bells of Awakening, defeating both Gargoyles and Quelag with the help of Solera Vastora and Mildred respectively, in order to wake up our favorite toothy serpent over here. Well, unless you like Kath more, I guess. Anyway, thanks to the quantity storage glitch, I can now attune all the casts of Oral Decoy that I need and finally make my way to the Undead Asylum. But why would I need this spell in the Asylum of all places? The reason for this is Oscar of Astora in his hollow form. In fact, the once friendly Astora Knight can not only deal damage to normal enemies, but can also damage and kill bosses. And this includes both of the bosses dwelling in the Asylum. And it just so happens that Oral Decoy can grab his attention and manipulate the direction of his attacks. But wait a minute, why would I need Oral Decoy in the first place, right? After all, I just bought 99 Alluring Skulls, aren't they the same? Oh, absolutely not, my friends. Alluring Skulls have a much greater area of effect, yes, but there is a catch. Enemies never attack Alluring Skulls. For whatever reason, they just simply stare at them doing nothing. Oral Decoy, though, works beautifully for this, and I'm going to use it in combination with Alluring Skulls against the Stray Demon. So, the first step here in the Asylum is to get to open the Asylum Demon boss door, using a glitched prompt that at this point in the game appears only if we quit out and reload in the Asylum without opening the Metal Gate shortcut just before the first bonfire. Upon reloading, 2 different prompts will appear. The first one will fail to open the door as normal, but the second glitched one will open it just fine, and this is only to lure Oscar into the boss room. And here's the Metal Gate. Let's quit out to the main menu. So right now I'll have to hit toggle and then open. Hello again. So, a second thing, there's a couple of annoying hollows here that I really want to get rid of, and thankfully the Asylum Demon can do it for me. Also, it should be noted that this glitched prompt that I just activated completely disappears after opening the Metal Gate shortcut and reloading the area. And also, the boss door closes itself right after entering the boss arena. And this means that in order to make this impossible challenge possible, we're only gonna have one single shot at it. One death and it's all over. On top of this, if Oscar decides not to follow me or simply dies, this also means permanent game over as he just doesn't respawn, unfortunately. Okay, now's the time to lure Oscar all the way over there. And well, if you haven't seen it yet, I'm not gonna spoil what's gonna happen next. Okay, all according to plan for now, trust me. So, what the hell is happening here exactly? Well, if the Asylum Demon happens to fall down here, his AI will kinda glitch out, and he'll hopefully continue to run against that wall indefinitely. This in turn prevents the Stray Demon from reaching the other end of the room, effectively locking him in place. That's why I need this glitched Asylum Demon in the first place. Stray is following this path only because the Asylum Demon is still alive and because I'm making extremely sure to keep my distance here. And this is in fact what he normally does every time you start a new game if you look to the right just after leaving your cell. So right now I need to alternate alluring skulls to move Oscar close to the demon and oral decoys to make him swing his sword, damaging Stray, just like this. So, as you can see, this is going to be an endurance race and an extremely long process, so let's speed this up. Well, while we're at it, let's complete Oscar's revenge, shall we? That's a double victory. Very good, Oscar. You served me well, even in death. Farewell, my friend. Now, let's get out of here. Very good, guys. Thanks again for watching, and if you want more of this stupid challenges, just check out my channel. It's just full of this stuff. This is Sol the Cleric, and peace out.